Hello, my friends. Been a hot summer so far, and I'm assuming, just like me, you've probably been out pretty darn early to get your dogs for a walk to avoid the heat and humidity. And hanging out in the backyard right now, and it's a nice little gentle sprinkle coming down, so sorry if any drops land on the camera. But it's actually nice to be out when it's a bit cooler, and we've been spending a lot of time in the backyard since it's been so hot. I just walk my dogs in the morning, and then we spend some time hanging out in the yard. Right, P? I know, baby girl. Who's a good girl? Today I wanted to talk briefly a little bit about expectations. So a big part of my job is setting realistic expectations for training. And that could be obedience, I suppose. So, how long should your dog be able to hold a sit stay or a down stay? Your dog should be able to walk on a loose leash reliably when we're finished our training. So part of my job is setting some expectations for that kind of thing. But what I'm really talking about today is behavior issues. And I'll talk about a few examples. Crate training. So people reach out, their dog's not great in the crate. There's a bunch of stuff we can do to try and make the dog more comfortable and accepting of the crate. Notice I'm saying accepting. Not all dogs are going to be okay with containment. End of statement. They just aren't. Not all dogs are going to accept it. Most dogs will. Most dogs eventually, whether they like it or not, will accept being in a crate. There are advantages to using a crate, but I'm not saying you have to use a crate. But there are some dogs that no matter what you do, they are going to injure themselves to break out of that crate. They're jailbreakers, man. They're going to try and get out. And may need medication from a vet if you really need to use the crate. Like maybe somebody has to watch, one of your family members has to watch your dog, and they have to be in a crate at that place. Right, so there are reasons why you maybe have to use a crate, but not all dogs are going to be cool with the crate. So if somebody reaches out, I'm going to let them know. We're going to do everything we can. There's a whole bunch of stuff we can do, but not all dogs are going to be great in a crate, no matter what you do. There are going to be a few that just are not super happy about being in the crate. Right, Pete? Come on, baby girl. It's a good girl. Leash reactivity. I get a lot of people reaching out with leash reactive dogs, dogs that are lunging and barking on the leash. And for most of those, it can be brought under control and diminished very quickly, and a nice loose leash walk achieved. And the dog ignores distractions, other dogs, prey animals, whatever it is, bikes, right? Skateboards, whatever the dog is reacting to during the walk. Most of that can be overcome. But there are going to be some dogs with such a hair trigger nervous system. Just goes off, right? And there are going to be some dogs, unfortunately, that will need medication to get through that. Like no matter what you do for training, it's not going to help. There's going to need to be some form of medication. Again, I just need to be realistic. Like, to tell you the truth, I've had like maybe a handful in 10 years that actually needed some form of medication. Like the reactivity, the nervous system in the dog was so high strung that even through training, we were able to improve things and get it better, but there was still reactivity no matter what. And that's just being realistic. Aggression cases, like human aggression cases, there are some dogs that are so aggressive, and I just recently did a video on all the reasons behind aggression and to give a really good idea about dog aggression. And there are some dogs that are so highly human aggressive that we're going to work to make the dog safe and to teach you how to be safe in handling the dog, but the dog will always be aggressive. It's always going to be a threat to human beings, always. End of statement. And then dog aggression between dogs. So I get called a lot of times, couples moving in together, and they've got two dogs. The dogs aren't getting along. Somebody got a new dog into their household, and now it's not getting along with the old dog. Dogs that got along great for several years and then had a fight and don't get along. And realistically, can we make the two dogs be friends? No, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff we're going to try to get them to accept each other again, but can we make them be friends? No, we can't make them be friends. That's not possible. Can we train them to coexist peacefully? Most likely. And in some cases, there's two dogs living together that will never get along. Every chance they get, they will fight each other, and that's the end of it. You'll notice that Penny, in my videos, when I walk Penny, she has a muzzle on. She's got a muzzle on in the backyard. She's to the point where she's 99% reliable. 99. Every once in a while, she will try and go after Chickpea or Ollie. When we got her from a rescue years ago, she was a highly aggressive dog, and she showed aggression towards Chickpea at the time, because that was our only other dog. And through training, I've improved her. But in a situation like this where I'm not paying attention to the dogs, I put a muzzle on her so I don't have to worry. If something happens, let's say, I don't know, let's say Ollie finds something in the yard, a toy, right? Something that she thinks is a resource, she will probably go after him. So again, I've made her as reliable as I can, but I know her temperament and her personality, so that's why I do things like use the muzzle in appropriate, I'm taking an appropriate measure to make sure the dogs are safe. But anyway, I can see already little droplets landing on the lens, and don't know how great the video is going to turn out, but again, it's nice to be out here when little sprinkle and it's cooler. So I'll end it there, but really I just wanted to talk a little bit about realistic expectations. Every problem that you're having with your dog, every behavioral issue can be improved through training, but there are sort of limits, right? There's a ceiling to how far we can take each dog. Some, we can eradicate the issue you're struggling with, and for some dogs, we'll improve it, and you'll have to have some sort of management strategy to handle the rest. It's just the way it is. That's real life, unfortunately. What else can I say? So if you reach out to me, you will get an honest trainer, to the point where sometimes I'm blunt, but I'm sure you'd rather me be blunt and honest than give you false hope. All right, I'm gonna head inside. It's starting to sprinkle a little harder. We'll see you in the next video. Snack time, guys. But you already knew that, didn't you? Chickpea? Oh, chickpea. Got a little bit of eye snot. Come here. My little bud. There you go. There you go. Enjoy.